Chris. On February 20th, 2016, in the parking lot at 5111 Highland Meadows Drive, located in Richland Township, County of Kalamazoo, State of Michigan, Jason Bryan Dalton, her date of birth is 6/22/1970, did shoot Tiana Carruthers. At that time, at approximately 5:40, Kalamazoo County Sheriff's Department had received a call of a shooting occurring at that location. Upon the officers' arrivals, they did find the victim, Tiana Carruthers, had received multiple gunshot wounds. She was able to describe the suspect as a white male, older age, heavy set, brown hair and gray hair. That the suspect was driving a silver SUV. Further witnesses indicated that the vehicle to be either an Equinox or a Traverse. She was transported to the hospital and is currently being treated for the injuries. Investigation further revealed that the silver vehicle had left the apartment complex and got into an accident at the location of G Avenue and Galt Road, sideswiping a vehicle there. Further investigation at the scene, officers recovered 10 shell casings fired by the suspect. And then later investigation, the silver Equinox was located and is currently in police custody. Further investigation identified Jason Bryan Dalton as a suspect. The photo lineup was shown to the victim, Tiana Carruthers, and she positively identified Jason Bryan Dalton as the person that shot and attempted to kill her.
All right, by probable cause, with respect to counts 15 and 16. Anyone have?
Yes.
Go ahead, which counts?
9, 10, 11, and 12. Arrived on scene and located a Richard Smith and Tyler Smith suffering from gunshot wounds. Both subjects were pronounced dead at 10:23 p.m. by a medical doctor. Officers were able to secure video surveillance from Don Seeley Ford Kia, which is located at 4102 Stadium, and that video depicted a white male subject driving a dark-colored Chevrolet HHR pull into the lot at 4102 Stadium, and the subject then shot both Richard Smith and Tyler Smith. Officers from KDPS and a deputy from the Kalamazoo County Sheriff's Department located a black-colored Chevrolet HHR in the downtown Kalamazoo area a short time later. The vehicle was stopped and found to be occupied by Jason Bryan Dalton, white male, 6'22" of 70. Dalton was found to be in possession of a semi-automatic handgun at the time of the stop. Dalton matched the description of the suspect from the shooting of Richard Smith and Tyler Smith, and he was arrested and brought to Kalamazoo Public Safety where he was questioned. Dalton ultimately told detectives under Miranda that Dalton ultimately admitted under Miranda that he took people's lives on 2/20/2016. And he had also admitted that he had shot Richard Smith and Tyler Smith while at Don Seeley Ford Kia. On 2/21/2016, autopsies were performed on Richard Smith and Tyler Smith at the Western Michigan University Forensic Pathology Department. The autopsy of Richard Smith was conducted by Dr. Douglas. The autopsy for Tyler Smith was conducted by Dr. Prelo. Dr. Douglas indicated the cause of death for Richard Smith was multiple gunshot wounds, and the manner of death was homicide. Dr. Prelo indicated the cause of death for Tyler Smith was multiple gunshot wounds, and the manner of death was homicide. Dalton was ultimately lodged at the Kalamazoo County Jail on charges related to this incident.
Found probable cause on counts 9, 10, 11, and 12. Please continue.
My name is Brian DeWise, Detective Sergeant of the Michigan State Police, and I'm here to reference counts 1 through 8 and count 13 if you want. In this 2016 at approximately 24 hours or 10:24 p.m. Upon review, the dispatchers sent officers to that scene, reference report of shooting victims at that scene. Officers arrived and provided aid to victims at that scene. So we obtained surveillance video from the Cracker Barrel showing a suspect vehicle matching the description of the suspect vehicle stated by previous two detectives as a Chevrolet HHR, dark in color, pull around the restaurant parking lot and park near the west end of the lot. Our victims, for counts 1 through 8, there are 4 victims that were killed during this incident, where a suspect exits the dark colored HHR, walks up to those vehicles and opens fire, shooting multiple times. From there, the suspect then leaves the scene, flees the area, and is ultimately stopped a short time later by, like Detective Grandelli said, by Kalamazoo County Sheriff's Department and Kalamazoo City police officers. We did have autopsies performed on the 4 victims, and during those autopsies, the manner of death, according to WMU forensic pathologist, was a homicide, and the cause of that death was multiple gunshot wounds to a victim. Now, our counts 13 and 14 is a minor child, referred to as only AK in our request, and she is currently in the hospital. Clinging to life while doctors try to help her. Do you need the victims' names in this case, Your Honor, for the 4 victims? Would you like me to state those
In counts 1 through 8? Yes.
My victims that have been killed are Mary Lou Nye, age 62, Mary Jo Nye, age 60, Dorothy Brown, age 74, and Barbara Hawthorne, age 16. Those are the 4 identified as being killed at the time.
Okay, and the identification?
The identification of the suspect. The defendant was performed with corroboration with the other agencies, and during a interview with the suspect on the next afternoon, Sunday afternoon, he actually ultimately confessed to being at the scene of the Cracker Barrel crime and also at the scene of the It was identified as Jason Dalton.
Which is in the County of Kansas, State of Michigan. I find probable cause to issue a felony complaint and warrant. Defendant's name is Jason Bryan Dalton. I'm going to